My name is Steve Birdie, and I start out by telling people stereotypically I'm one of those people who probably shouldn't be here. I grew up in the inner city of Chicago on the south side on welfare my entire childhood. Both my parents were alcoholics, single-parent household most of my life. Got a 14 on the ACT. Got accepted to the University of Illinois for an educational opportunities program. Figured out school, earned a couple of degrees, which I don't let define me, and I stand before you here today. My company is called Affirmations in Action. It's called Affirmations in Action because for me it's never enough for us to spend the time we're going to spend, but have you all leave in the same mindset in which you start. It does us no good for you to come in here, we spend this time if you don't do anything differently when you get home. How many of you have been to a number of NCORE conferences? Just a few. A lot of nice people here. But if you don't go home and do something with your niceness, we just kill some time. For the rest of the afternoon, every time I say affirmation, I need you all to say action. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. Why are you at NCORE?
So I want to be able to get a little bit more insight from other black men so then I can help solve the problems.
Anybody else? Why are you here? Why are you here? Anybody? Why are you here? Y'all done turned into a bad classroom already. Y'all trying to look away like I can't see y'all. Anybody else? Why are you here? Why are you here?
To help develop some leadership skills and networking.
Anybody else? Why are you at NCORE?
Bring some ideas back to campus.
Now let me specifically say, why are you at this workshop? Why are you here?
So I'm a Greek advisor. We're struggling with trying to understand some of the traditions versus our new common laws.
Okay. Anybody else? Why are you here?
As a neophyte myself, there's some things in my plan that could be changed as far as the organization.
Anybody else? Why are you here?
Involved in reactivating the chapter and make sure it comes back strong.
If you don't know why you're here, you won't maximize the experience of being here. If you don't know why you're in NCORE, you may have overslept this morning and missed the keynote speaker because you partied too hard last night. You have friends who don't know why they're on campus and you act surprised because they'll never graduate. If you don't know why you're there, you won't maximize the experience of being there. Who's in a Greek letter organization? If you don't really know why that organization exists, why are we surprised that we've lost our focus? Some of you, if I ask you to start naming famous people from your groups, do that for me. Throw the names out that y'all like to throw out. Go ahead. Oh, I'm going to come back to Kings, so that makes you out. I'm going to come back to the Alphas specifically, because the Alphas, first of all, second of all, this, that. We just all. And I always say, you know, being first in a situation is a wonderful thing, but lead me somewhere. Anybody else? So name some people from your organization who was pretty important. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Are we living up to that legacy or are we pimping it? You didn't throw out some punk names just then. You threw out some names of people who changed America. In 2008, are we living up to the legacy or are we pimping it? I tease the Alphas because the first alpha that Alphas like to throw at you is who? Martin Luther King Jr., non-violent man. The Alpha should never be in a fight on campus. Ever. Ever. I'm serious. The Alpha should be the ones breaking up every fight on campus. The Alpha should be the ones walking around campus like this. Gentlemen, stop. This is an outrage. Stop this. But we can't because that's an affront to our gangster manhood. But seriously, there are people who you have an association with, some of you all, whose names are way up here. Not because it's just a name, because of some stuff they did. That's when I talk about have we lost that legacy and reclaiming our... There was a luster to some of these groups. They didn't just exist to exist. Some of you now, who said they were neophytes? How long have you been in your group? What's that, April, May? 2 months? Anybody else relatively new to their group? How long?
Maybe the computer won't take it. I don't want to walk.
A month. A month. Anybody else relatively new? How long?
2 months.
2 months. October. Now look, if you 2 months old in the real world, what are you? An infant. Why do we let babies destroy our groups? Why do we let babies? He's 2 months old. He should have an alpha pacifier in his mouth. And I say that halfway in jest, but at the same time, you let a man who's in your group 2 months destroy something that has existed now over 100 years old. I follow that up with how many of you love your organization? If you love your organization, then you follow the rules. Life is simple. You don't get to make up the rules. If you want to play make up the rules, then you pay your money, you go to the national meetings, and you engage in organizational politics. But you don't get to decide that even though hitting somebody is against the law, you have to do it because you're not a real Sigma, Alpha, Kappa, whatever iota. And by the way, I'm the immediate past national president of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Corps. Scariest job I ever had in my life. Seriously. Because it finally dawned on me that organizations like these have people in them that I wouldn't even associate with on my own time. I had to tell a young man, because you know when you try to work with people and they want to deflect what you're saying, they want to say you have something personal against them. And I had to tell a young man, dude, I don't know you personally. We do not have a personal relationship. I did not call you when my children were born. I have never called you when a significant event happened in my life. We have a fraternal relationship. And for me, that comes with some expectations. This isn't deep. But what you've got right now in 2008, particularly with NPAC organization, is boys and girls who don't want to grow up and be women and men. The groups come with a set of rules. Who the hell are you in 2 months to break them? But it's not his fault because somebody in Alpha taught him to break every rule he chooses to break. Dr. Phil likes to say, we teach people how to treat us, we teach people how to treat our organizations. He's coming through this process and I tell him on whispering, oh man, we don't really do that. And he grows up thinking, okay, they got some stuff that I have to do and some stuff that I get to choose whether or not I want to do it. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. Affirmation. Action. I have to go through this and again, I'll always apologize to folks who heard me earlier. I usually don't speak to the same group of folks in the same day. Because this right here is the answer to every problem that we deal with our minds. Insecure people make themselves feel good by making other people feel bad. Insecure people make themselves feel good by making other people feel bad. How many of you, if I asked you honestly, would tell me you're tired right now? Who's tired? Anybody tired? What do young people in particular tend not to do the night before that makes them tired? Hardest lesson for young people to learn is when they go to bed at night. Young people will sit in a room full of people, everybody's tired, nobody wants to be the first one to leave. Y'all all sitting there, and as soon as somebody says, I'm out of here, everybody, me too, me too, me too, me too. Learn when to go to bed at night. Seriously, as we get older, we value sleep. As we get older, we value sleep. We live life in cycles. Babies hate to go to sleep because they're scared they're going to miss something. When you get older, you realize you just see everything I need to see on that. It's time to take a nap, be energized to do it again. But I use the sleep exercise because then I always follow up with students in particular. Remember that sleeping class? Remember that sleep right there? But do you realize as soon as that class is over, you always have all the energy in the world? You were dying for 1 hour. And as soon as that teacher said, I'll see you Friday, oh, hell yeah. You see the fight on Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, everything that happens starts here. You can program yourself to be whatever you choose to be. I'm not necessarily talking about your organizations being great. I'm talking about great people making your organization greater. Each one of you was born with all the greatness you need to be as successful as you want to be in this world. All the negativity comes from outside. You were born great. What's your name? Full name? three of them? Two names? Full name? No middle name? Woo! She already ready for the Greek world, wasn't she? She was like, that rule I don't like. I've been not liking my name for this many years. Full name? Full name? You the greatest of all time. Full name? Greatest of all time. I started out Stephen Tyrone Birdie, greatest of all time. I had to cut the Tyrone out for a little bit because Erica Badu had y'all talking. My phone was blowing up. What? Erica said, call you. How do you greet people when they greet you in the morning? When somebody says, good morning, how are you today? Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, how are you today? Good morning, how are you today?
Very good. How about yourself?
Good morning, how are you today?
Hi, how you doing?
Good morning, how are you today? Find a greeting that empowers you. Find a greeting that does something to your system and your spirit that uplifts you. Any of you know somebody who says they're blessed and highly favored?
Yes.
Imagine what that does to your system if you really believe that. I meet people, good morning, how you doing? Tired? My stepfather used to say, Dad, how you doing this morning? White man's world. Imagine what that does to your system. You gave the whole world to another group of people. Find a greeting that empowers you. Because the one thing lacking in our organizations, in our society, is people who have the courage to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Steve, how are you doing? Wonderful. Am I always wonderful? No. But I program myself, every time I say wonderful, I feel myself get a burst of energy. Have another greeting that I use. Ask me how I'm doing. Unstuck. Now you want to freak a group of black folks out, just walk around telling them you're unstuck. Because I say it in a number of different ways depending on how I'm feeling that day. Steve, how you doing? Unstuck. But see, I fly a lot. I'm checking in with Southwest Airlines Saturday morning. You the woman at the counter, ask me how I'm doing.
How are you doing, sir?
Unstuck. Security, big that African outfit, we can stop. We've been waiting on this forever. But find a greeting that empowers you. Find something that helps propel you through that day because life is going to throw stuff at you. Life is going to test you. I've been in Iota Phi Theta for 26 years. For 26 years, I've never hit anybody and never been in a room with letting somebody get hit. And you know, that's a battle for some of y'all. Y'all know that's a battle. That's a battle. But I took a vow, and you told me, most of your groups told me you weren't going to hit me. Imagine that. Most of you say you don't physically haze folks. But if you tell me you don't physically haze, and the first time we officially get together, you hit me, what have you done? Lied to me. So I'm already involved with a group of liars. And it goes downhill from there. Then we get into whisper, whisper, hush, hush arrangements. Look, you can't tell nobody who's going to hit you. But if you want to be real out, you know how to get that ass. And then your manhood's on trial. You got to decide if you're going to take a whooping. My manhood is not on trial, so you don't get to define my manhood violently. I'm no less of a man. Matter of fact, I'm more of a man because I'm making you do what you told me you were going to do. The night I joined Iota Phi Theta officially, my best friend is slapping me on the back of my head. Not hard, soft. I said, hey, stop. Y'all told me wasn't going to be no hitting. What's going on? Because I was the editor of the black newspaper. I said, it's going to be in the paper tomorrow morning. Steve, it's me, man. It's me. Oh, man. See, I'm just messing with you. It's me. All right, Larry. All right. You know that I asked you serious. I ain't. Y'all need to understand this, folks. We need the people we're abusing more than they need us. If they ever got smart and stopped joining